So guys, this is one of the reasons why they don't want Peter Obi to take over the leadership of this country, because there are so many things Peter Obi cannot condone. I mean, things that are happening under this current administration that Peter Obi will tell you that he is allergic to. You can imagine this headline that says national state assemblies to spend 724 billion in just 2024. Nigerians, we are broke as a country, but look at what the national assemblies together with the state assemblies are going to be spending. This is close to 1 trillion naira. This is just the ones they made public. The ones that go underground, nobody is talking about it. And you keep wondering if Tinubu will be able to fight corruption. Is Tinubu ready to bring down the cost of governance? Is Tinubu ready to say no to all these things? Take a look at what this Labour Party man got to say. Take a look at this.
Over 20 million out of school children, 133 million multidimensional poverty, and you're having insecurity everywhere. There's no nation with the level of insecurity that we have that will prosper. There's no nation, because people must first feel secure, and that's why you look at the fundamental principle of the Constitution when it talked about that every government shall protect the life of the people and then provide that security for them. So it was very important that this fundamental principle, as enshrined in our Constitution, is respected by those in government. Those in government are not live up to expectation because of the level of mismanagement. If you look at the budget of the National Assembly, when you have 15 billion naira for library, 13 billion for car park, 15 billion for our hospital that is residing within the National Assembly. If you look at the cost of waste, even what Ali Ndume said, whether they talked about the renovation of the National Assembly sitting chamber, when you talk about 45 or 48 billion naira, and it is all poorly done. So the kind of waste that exists in our system that's deprived the child of the ordinary man in the street for having basic amenities that would have made their life a better one in a society that we are one of the largest producer of crude oil in the world. So we are one of the largest deposit of gas in the world, and we are not using it. Nothing is happening to it because we have ineffective leadership. We have leadership that is incompetent, that is docile, and that is not responsible to the yearning of the people. The leadership that does not see that they must be very proactive to take decisions. We can't we can't tax ourselves out of this problem. We cannot tax ourselves out of this problem that we find ourselves. It must be well thought out, well structured, and well planned economic policies that will be directed in channeling and taking us out of the current quagmire that we find ourselves and putting us on the platter of production. As we talk about we don't only have an export problem, we're having an import reduction problem at the port today, because when the economy is not doing well, when the naira to dollar rate is very high, people who import goods are running at a loss. Because as you look at the inflation today, the food inflation is close to 40%. And you talk about the inflation as a whole in the country, at the rate is about 33%. The way the first subsidy removal was done, it was done without plan, it was done without consultation, it was done without proper policy. And that took cost of transportation for Nigerian workers from the percentage it was to 300% instantly. And it is hampering on the life of those who are underemployed, those who are employed, and those who are not well paid. These are the challenges we are having in our economy, and none of us should pretend. This country is a country that if we don't collectively talk about how to save it, it will continue to nosedive. Because people who are in government are starting to see themselves as if they are beholden to themselves, as if the responsibilities that the people should come and genuflect before them and tell them thank you for voting. You put yourself out for public office. It's a voluntary decision, and that decision was endorsed by the people. And you are in the office, you must work day and night. You must show capacity. You must show sincerity of purpose in solving that problem. If not, we cannot continue in a situation where you can't save the dollar by just all these policies they are running. They must have a system that will look at whether we are going into full-blown agriculture, which is something that our people will do, and then survive, and then make sure that that agricultural production is enough to feed the world, and that will save our current situation.
High Chief Peter Ame was at the convention to receive the Political Icon of Democracy Award on behalf of the Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, Peter Obi. He said the award represents the undefeated desires of Nigerians who saw the sincerity and integrity of Peter Obi.
Nigerian people were very committed in 2023. I've been in politics. I know you have known me, Oscar, for a very long time. And I've seen that there's always been a two-horse race in our election. It was impossible to decide, because anytime anybody come out on the third leg, you can't get it. If Peter Obi came into the election with integrity, with sincerity, and with track record of working for the people. And that record, both in public and private sector, was enough to propel him. was enough for people to see that level of sincerity. And that's why we say, people say Nigerians don't appreciate good people. Nigerians appreciate good people, despite they've been disappointed by a lot of people, and saw that thing and then queue behind. Because before people want to decamp to political parties, they are looking for parties that have governor, parties that have senators. Look at what happened. That a party without structure, a party that was not well standing, the Nigerian people took it and took it up to #1 party. And that was because of the integrity of the person that was on the ballot. Well, it's a shining example to a lot of young people to live their life based on the path that will be beneficial to the general public, and that it will not be an individual self-satisfying pursuit for sartatious and self-aggrandizing, intentions against the Nigerian resources.
The organizers say it was an opportunity to pay tribute to champions of democracy whose unwavering dedication paved the way for positive change in Nigeria.
You say politicians is blanket. There are politicians in power and there are politicians out of power. So for the politicians in power, we all are seeing the results. I think we can answer that for ourselves. For politicians out of power, well, it is a function of what they are doing when they're out of power. Are they just going around setting up factories in Dubai and employing people of Saudi Arabia, or putting up hospitals in South Africa and Ghana and leaving Nigeria to suffer? Are they those who have clean records? Are they those, when they hear EFCC, they wake up from their dreams with high blood pressure? Or they are those who are very free to go and invite EFCC to go and meet them? Or whenever EFCC sends for them, they can go. So we may need to go and verify such ways. If the person is bold enough to ask you to go and verify, I think that person he knows what he's doing. He knows his onions of power. And that is to you specifically. If you really love this country, you have a duty to lead this country right. You may not be in power, but you may be the special advisor, special assistant, neighbor, friend, brother, relative, or uncle of those in power. You have a duty to tell them what is right and tell them what the truth is. Don't window coat it. Say it as it is. If people are dying, tell them people are dying so they can amend their policies. If there are policies they have already taken and the policies are worthy, then you should help them and encourage them to implement policies. Not only have papers churning out of the National Assembly and no action is on ground. People are tired of hearing that it is better. Dollar has gone up, gone down. They want to see it in terms of gari and cocoa. They want to see it in terms of rice and beans in the street. Once it gets to that level, then you are really impacting the people. If it's not gotten there, then you have not started anything.
So guys, you have seen this for yourself. You can see that the state of this country is really getting to the worst of it, honestly, because we have docile leaders who do not think outside the box, who are not creative. They are just sitting down at the National Assembly and they want to just make money for themselves. Nobody is coming up with creative ideas. Nigeria is collapsing. Our economy is failing, and there is nothing new on ground. Our legislators are not thinking. Those of them on the Senate floor are not thinking. Those of them at the House of Assembly or House of Rep, they are not thinking. Nobody is bringing up good ideas. And you talk about the ministers and all their aides. All they know is to share money, the money that belongs to the ministry. Nobody is being creative. Nobody is thinking of how to even stabilize the Naira. Look at what is happening to the Naira. The Naira falls and rises because each time it falls, they will pump in money to try to rescue it. It will still stabilize again and start falling again because it is not steady. They are just using a fast food method to remedy the situation of Nigeria. But we know that the state of things needs a lasting solution, not just a very short-term solution. But do you know what? We have leaders whose brain can no longer think outside the box, and they are just sitting there being a nuisance to the country, not being of any use to this nation. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.